So here we've got a data set, as we can see over here, with an invoice number, an invoice date, amount spent, customer ID, and country. So we've got invoice and customer level data, and so this data is being cleaned and processed already, and I won't go through that process because this video is focusing more on an analysis of the customers. And something interesting to look at when you've got customer level data is to understand the distinction between repeat customers and unique customers. And if we can understand the difference between the two, we might be able to determine where our resources are best focused. Do we need to focus on obtaining repeat customers, or do we need to focus on obtaining unique customers? Which segment brings in, or which segment of those two categories is more valuable to the business? So this is the data that we've got. Um, we've sorted by amount. So the first step is to distinguish between repeat customers and unique customers, right? So what we've got here is we've got this data set. We're grouping by month. So I'm using the grouper, the pandas grouper function to group by month, and we're going to group by customer ID. We're going to count the number of unique where the customer ID, there's more than one, right? If the customer ID comes up more than once, then we count them, which would suggest that the customer has more than one purchase from us. So we're using .filter to filter to retain all customers that are appearing more than once. We're sampling that to the month level again, and then extracting that customer ID, we applying that to the customer ID column. So here we can see this is the number of unique repeat customers, sorry, in each month. And next we need to do the same thing for monthly unique customers, and here we've got customers where length equals 1, right? So those customers only coming up once, and we can just check that these numbers check out. If we check the number of total customers for each month, then we can, well, let's just try that out. Let's just take what are we looking at here? Let's just do a, okay, let's set index. We can basically do this. Group by month. Let's just do that. Let's just, so we're just going to group by month. Let's take the customer ID. That should work. And sorry, we should go number of unique. So essentially the amount of repeat customers plus the amount of unique customers should equal. So as we can see, that seems to be the case. 622 plus 263 equals 885. In fact, let's just see what, so let's take that plus this. Let's see if that works. Right, so there we can see that it's giving us the same figures, and that just puts us at ease to know that our numbers check out, right? So we can see they add up. That's correct. Okay. Next, we've got, so we can see the different numbers. Then we can just check, what's the ratio of repeat customers to unique customers. You can see that. All right, so we definitely have more unique customers than we have repeat customers. Does this suggest we need to focus on unique customers? Not exactly, because we don't understand what type of revenue each of these segments are bringing to the business. So in order to get a better understanding of which segment is more valuable, we can have a look at um, how much revenue each group brings in. This step, we can just have a look at plotting this data. So we can see number of unique versus repeat customers with the blue and the red lines, and then the bar is just the percentage of repeat to unique. So what's more interesting, right, is if we look at the monthly revenue, basically what we're doing is just summing on amount spent, right? So that's the monthly revenue across all customers. So monthly revenue for repeat customers, very similar process. We are filtering out the same set of customers, yeah, but this time we're going to sum the amount spent for those customers, right? Um, so this gives us the monthly revenue ratio for repeat customers, right? So naturally, what that means is that the inverse is the percentage that unique customers would bring in. And as we can see, um, it looks like we'd average around 50, because the highest we've got here is about 62 and the lowest we've got is 30 something, 39. So it seems to be about even. And if we view this, then we can see that there may not be a strong argument to support focusing more on repeat customers yet. But if we average this, right, the averages, we can see that the average monthly revenue from repeat customers is about 51%. So maybe if we look at the average amount spent by each set of customers, so let's check this out, right? So this is for repeat customers, the monthly spend, right? The sum of the monthly spend. If we take the average spend, right, of these customers, and then we take the average spend of unique customers, so they we're changing that, we can see on average repeat customers brought in these amounts, and on average unique customers brought in these amounts. So now let's perhaps find the average of those averages and see what that looks like for um, each of these cohorts or groups of customers, right? So across all months, the average amount spent by a repeat customer is 528, whichever metric that is, or whichever currency that is viewed in. And for unique customers, the average spend is 423. So that gives us a bit more of an argument for saying, let's focus more on repeat customers. So this is just an example of the type of analysis you could use in order to prescribe an action going forward, right? If we had found that repeat customers brought in 80% more revenue than unique customers, then we would have a very strong um, argument for prescribing that we focus on onboarding more repeat customers, or focusing more resources on obtaining more repeat customers rather than unique customers. So this is one example of how we could analyze a situation like this to prescribe an action going forward.